Aliens named Mimics have taken over the European continent. In France, Rita Vratsky has developed advanced armor suits with the help of which her united force has killed many Mimics. For this war taking place in France, General Brigham of the U.S. United Defense Force orders Public Affairs Officer, Major William Cage to go to the war in France. But Cage does not want to go into this war, and says that he should stop playing with the lives of the own people. The general orders Cage to be arrested, and Cage is taken away from their unconscious. When he regains consciousness, he is handcuffed at an army base in France where he finds Sergeant Farrell. Sergeant Farrell takes Major Cage to the rest of the soldiers and from there they all go to fight the aliens. His plane is attacked and he jumps down. Many soldiers are being killed in the battlefield. Major Cage does not even know how to operate his robotic arm suit. He tries to escape from the aliens. He kills some Mimics by pressing the suit's buttons but dies when attacked by one of the Mimics. And he wakes up again back at the army base in handcuffs. And with that all the same things repeat again in the loop. But this time he goes a little further and saves Sergeant Rita Vratsky from dying but dies himself. And again he wakes up at the army base and the same scene comes back. He tries to convince everyone that we are all going to die. But Sergeant Farrell doesn't believe him and takes him back to fight the Mimics and starts the whole loop again. And Cage saves Rita again but Rita tells him to find me when you wake up. And both of them die in a blast again. Cage wakes up again and this time he escapes from Sergeant Farrell. And Cage goes to Rita in search of her. She is training for war. Cage tells the whole story to Rita that she has asked me to find him when he wakes up. Rita understands and tells Cage that what is happening to you has happened to me many times. I too have died many times. Rita takes Cage to Dr. Carter, a Mimics biologist. Carter explains to Cage that the Mimic you killed the first time was Alpha. When he dies, he sends a signal to his Omega and brings Omega Alpha back to life. Due to the dying Alpha's blood entering you, Omega is treating you like an Alpha. Even after you die, Omega is sending signals to win this war by making you alive again and again. We must find Omega and die every day until we eliminate him. Then Rita trains Cage to fight, during which he dies several times. And reaches back there through the loop. But once he sees a glimpse of Omega, they move on from training and then go into battle, but both die again and again. Fed up with repeated deaths, Cage once goes away from Rita into the city but still dies. After coming back alive, he comes back to Rita. Due to repeated training, Cage has become an expert fighter. This time he saves the lives of the soldiers by killing many Mimics. Then Rita and Cage try to find Omega. This time both of them go beyond the battlefield. But the Mimics find them there too and attack them. Cage kills those Mimics. They move ahead from there and go to another place. But there too the Mimics attack them and both of them die again. And Cage wakes up again, this time focusing only on finding Omega instead of trying to make changes to the loop. He reaches the bridge told by Carter but Omega is not there either. There is only Alpha Mimics. Cage comes to Rita and Carter and tells them that there is no Omega on the bridge. Dr. Carter has created a prototype transponder which can be placed on Alpha Mimics and reach Omega through wave signals. He thinks of using the transponder but the general has the device to use the prototype. From there both of them go to General Brigham. Rita points the gun at the general and Cage tells Brigham that this is not our first time meeting you, I have met you like this many times. With the help of the device lying in your cupboard, we can kill Omega. And both of them run away from there with that device. The army men go after both of them. Rita rams the transporter into Cage's leg. Due to the signal received from Omega's blood, Cage understands his location and that it is in Paris. Cage goes to the army in France and after explaining the whole story to the soldiers, convinces them to go with him to fight Omega. They all go to Paris where they face off against the Alpha Mimics. While all the soldiers fight the Mimics, Cage and Rita try to reach Alpha. Many Alpha Mimics try to stop them. Fellow soldiers are killed, Rita and Cage still move forward. Cage goes underwater and reaches Omega and inserts the device into his brain. Omega's explosion destroys all Alpha Mimics. And again a new life begins. General Brigham is addressing the public that we have won in the fight between Mimics and humans. Cage goes to a French army base where no one recognizes him. He also goes to Sergeant Rita but she also does not recognize him.